Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that side of the internet. You know, the side where we don't really have conversations, we have screaming matches, where people sit thousands of miles apart staring into a glowing rectangle, passionately arguing with someone they have never met over something that barely matters. And today's battlefield? Game engines. Unity versus Unreal, Godot versus anything. Real devs use this, noobs use that. It's like console wars, but somehow even more pointless. Because at the end of the day, it's just our monkey brain doing what it has always done. Monkey see, monkey pick a tribe, monkey defend the tribe, monkey throw bananas at other monkeys of other tribes. And honestly, game engine wars are just tribalism wearing a developer hoodie. Hold on, let me put on my hoodie. So today let's talk about why game engines don't matter as much as you think, and why the whole engine war mindset is just holding developers back. Now, why does this happen? Why do we compare? Well, because humans have a built-in instinct to compare. We compare our phones, our consoles, cars, programming language, even freaking text editors. Because comparison gives us something powerful. Identity. Because when I say I am a Unity developer, I am an Unreal developer, I am not just describing a tool, I am describing who I am. And once identity gets involved, logic leaves the chat. Suddenly it's not about which tool works the best, it becomes which tribe am I loyal to. And that's why engine debates always look the same. One side talks about graphics, one side talks about ease of use, other side talks about performance. But no one talks about the thing that actually matters, making games. Now I'm gonna say something that's a little bit uncomfortable. So here's the reality. Players don't care what engine you actually use. They don't open Steam and think, I hope this game was made in Unreal 5. No, they care about, is it fun? Is it polished? Does it run well? Does it feel good to play? That's it. Nobody quits a game because it was made in the wrong engine. You know what players remember? Not engines. They remember experiences, the stories that made them cry, the mechanics that felt perfect, the world they got lost in. The engine? It's invisible. Now take a look at the reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Every major engine has incredible games. Some of the most beautiful cinematic experiences are made in Unreal. Some of the most creative indie titles are made in Unity. Some of the most innovative experimental projects made in smaller engines. Because engines don't create good games, developers do. An engine is just a hammer, a toolbox, just some set of shortcuts. Give a master carpenter a basic hammer and they'll build something amazing. Give a beginner the most expensive power tools you have, they will still struggle. The same thing happens here. There is no universally best game engine because your best depends upon your experience, your project scope, your team size, your target platform, your workflow preference. Some engines excel at large-scale realistic worlds. Some engines excel at rapid prototyping and indie development. Some excel at 2D workflows. Choosing a game engine is like choosing a vehicle. Are you driving in a city, or are you trying to climb mountains or racing on a track? You wouldn't argue that a 4x4 truck is better than a sports car, will you? They serve different purposes. Yet somehow developers do this with engines all the time. And we are supposed to be the ones who understand stuff. Now you must be thinking, what's the harm in this? I mean, after all, it just makes the engines more better. The developers behind the engines a lot, push them to their limits. Here's where this mindset becomes harmful. You see, engine wars waste time, energy, focus, the time that could be spent learning, the energy that could be spent building, the focus that could be spent finishing games. And so instead of creating, people argue. Instead of experimenting, people defend. Instead of growing, people stay stuck, proving their tool is superior. And the worst part, beginners see these wars and feel pressure to quote-unquote pick the right side. They think that if they choose the wrong engine, their career is over. Which is completely false, by the way. My first game engine was Unreal, and I am a Unity developer. Because the most important skill in game development isn't knowing Unity or knowing Unreal or knowing any other specific tool. It's knowing how to solve problems. Why? Because tools change every day. Problem solving remains the same. So I've talked about why engines don't matter. So what actually does? What matters? Well, three things matter. Yeah, three things matter. First one, finishing projects. Shipping a small game teaches more than debating engines for years. Second, learning fundamentals. Game design, programming logic, optimization, player psychology. These transfer between engines, so don't try to pick one over other. And finally, consistency. Sticking with one tool long enough to actually master it. Switching engines every month don't make you versatile. It makes you a perpetual beginner. Instead of asking which game engine is best, it's high time we start to ask which engine helps me build what I want right now. Because engines are not religions, they're not identities, they're not tribes, they are just tools. And tools should serve you, not the other way around. So the next time you see an engine war happening online, remember, it's not really about technology. It's just humans doing what humans always have done. Picking sides, defending their tribes, arguing badly, all while the real winners are quietly doing something much simpler. Well, not simpler. They are just making games. And in the end, that's the only thing that truly matters. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stop arguing online about game engines or basically anything at all, because that's all just brain rot stuff. Come on. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers, peace, and keep making awesome stuff.